StrayAllDay.com.
You're now tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve has yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative, which is the go-getter energy that moves any one of us, including yourself, to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. And then we put all this together into a series of frameworks, approaches, insights, strategies, and techniques all underneath the umbrella of one unified philosophy that is called Work on Your Game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. Today's topic is how to vet your next coach or consultant. Before we get started, let me remind everybody, I send out a text message every day guaranteed to have you focused, sharp, and on point, called the Daily Motivation. Send one out every week, also called the Weekly Motivation. All you got to do to get those texts is join my text community. My number is 305-384-6894. We give you options as soon as you get in. Again, that number is down below in the description. Secondly, Work on Your Game University. That's the only place where I do any coaching myself. I like to work with top level performers who are in the top 2% or on your way to the top 2%. And we work with people on their personal and professional development. Our frames focus over here on Working Your Game on mindset, strategy, systems, and accountability. But there are many subtopics underneath all of those. Just all you got to do is listen to the show. If you listen to the show on a regular basis, you know very well, a yes or no, clear, binary, black and white, is Dre the type of person who you would want coaching you? Or if you listen to this show, you know the answer to that question. It's either a yes or it's a no. So I don't really have to tell you what I coach on or anything like that. You listen to this show, anything that I talk about here, I can talk to somebody about. Same way I can talk on this mic, I can talk to you. So go to workonyourgameuniversity.com if I sound like the type of person who can help you and you know it. You ain't got to listen to too many episodes to know it. You've been listening to a lot of episodes, you already know. So again, workonyourgameuniversity.com. The link's down below. That's what I'm going to start saying. I'm going to stop telling people what we coach people on and our topics and all that bullshit. Doesn't even matter. Does it? Not really. All right. Do I sound like somebody who you would want as a coach? Do I sound like somebody you would want to talk to on a regular basis to help you from where you are to where you want to be? Is it clear? Yes or no? You ain't got to listen to about 5 episodes to know the answer. Doesn't mean you want to do something immediately after 5 episodes, but you know the answer. Anyway, all that out the way. Let's get into the topic, which is how to vet your next coach or consultant. Does not necessarily have to be me. Maybe it's not me. Maybe you like listen to this show, but I might not be the type of person you want to be your coach. Maybe you do want me to be your coach, but maybe you're not ready to invest in yourself. Whatever the situation is, you're looking at somebody else's thing. I was talking to somebody today who was he's actually a friend of mine, personal friend of mine, and he was talking to me about possibly coaching him, and he's looking at some other programs and all this stuff. He's, for the most part, seems a little bit indecisive about what exactly he's going to do because he hasn't done anything yet. And I don't care if he does it with me or not. I just want him to do something because he has a goal, thing that he wants to get done. And he's trying to figure out who's going to be his next coach or who's going to help him get from where he is to where he wants to be. Now, this situation I'm talking about specifically because I've seen some bad things happen to some good people simply because they failed to properly vet that coach or consultant whom they hired. And I'm not talking about my friend here because he hasn't hired anybody yet. But some people I know who have hired people, and those people ended up producing some work that was fucking garbage. And it annoyed me because the person who hired them, I like this person. And I'm like, how did this happen to you? And it happened to them because they didn't know what I'm going to share here in today's episode. So any of you who has ever hired a coach or consultant who turned out to be not so good, like the episode we talked about yesterday, Mel Tucker hiring this consultant, this preventing sexual assault consultant who ended up screwing him, no pun intended, and now he's going to lose $80 million. If any of you has ever been in that situation, you hired someone who just ended up not being as good as you thought they were going to be, is because you violated one of the points I'm going to share here today. And I am blaming you because you did it, but don't feel bad about it because you just didn't know what you didn't know. So you can consider it as some continuing education. Whatever you paid, whatever money you lost in that process, consider it the fee for the education that you paid. And today I'm going to give you additional education. I'm not even going to charge you for it. All I'm going to do is ask you for your time and attention. So what happens is people do not vet these people. And then you end up losing money, time, a bunch of aggravation, all for the outcome of still not getting the results that you needed and wanted. So that's a fucked up outcome. So I want you to use the following that I'm going to share here today as a litmus test for the next person that you decide to deal with in your business. Again, whether you join a program, whether you hire one individual person, whether you sign up with a consultancy, whatever it is that you're doing, this is what you're going to use to vet that person to know that you're working with someone who actually knows what they're doing. Point number 1. Topic, once again, is how to vet your next coach or consultant. Number 1, social proof. See some social proof. Now, understand, some people are new. You might be hiring a coaching consultant who is relatively new in the game. Not everybody's going to have a 30-year track record. All right, my track record is not 30 years. It's pretty long, but it ain't 30 years. But anyone who has been in business should have some examples of people who they have helped who would happily do business with them again, or at least sound like they would do business with them again. I have a page. If you go to workonyourgameuniversity.com, you can see people who have worked with me in the past or are working with me right now and will continue or would do it again. I have another page, a longer page at alldreallday.com. That's alldreallday.com. Yes, we own that domain, with even more social proof of people who I work with from many different industries, many different backgrounds, telling you what value they got from me, and they would gladly continue doing it or they would do it all over again. So that's social proof. You need social proof. And any of you who is a coach or consultant, should have said this in the intro, you should be listening to this and deconstructing and asking yourself, do you fit this description? Because you need to have these things, because anybody who's listening to this show, and we have over 100,000 people listen to this show every month, anybody listening to this show is going to now be using this as a litmus test for whether or not they're going to hire you. And if you're missing anything, then they're not going to hire you based on the advice that I'm giving them. So make sure you have these things in place. Social proof. I heard Dan Kennedy once say, any person he would ever do business with, he installed a requirement. Here's the requirement he would give before he did any kind of business deal with anybody. And he was a consultant and coach, or more of a consultant himself. So anytime he was going to do any kind of like partnership or a joint venture or work with someone as an affiliate or anything like that, he would say to that person, I need you to provide me references of at least 3 people who have done business with you in the past and would gladly do business with you again. And if that person could not provide 3 references, Dan would pass on the business opportunity, even if there was a lot of money that he could have made from the opportunity. He said, because every time he violated that rule and he would do business with someone without getting references, or he would do business with someone who just didn't have any references because of his greed was telling him, well, just go get the money. Who cares if they have references? This is easy money. He would always end up losing in the deal. He would always end up getting screwed in that deal. Every time he violated, he lost. And I like this rule out because every consultant who has been in the game for some time should have some social proof. Every consultant in the game needs to have social proof. And any consultant who I hire, and I got, let me see, 1, 2, 3, I got at least 3 people I'm thinking of off the top of my head, actually 4. I got one that I've already started working with, and I'm recording this in November of 2023. So in this last third of 2023, the last third of this year, from September, October, November, December, over this last 4 months, I met 4 specific people who I am going to do business with, and they are all consultants. They're going to do some things on my behalf and take some work off of my hands so that I either don't have to do it at all, or I can completely stop doing it, or they're going to pick up on something that I just wasn't doing at all. And each one of these people showed me social proof as part of the process of us even doing business together. I didn't have to ask them, hey, you got any proof of anybody you worked with in the past? They just showed it to me. It was part of their process to show me the social proof, so that I already knew that they had it before we even got further in the conversation. Anybody who's been in the game needs to have social proof. All right, this is not optional. Any of you coaches and consultants out there, I don't care if you only got 3 pieces of social proof, have those 3 pieces of social proof ready. All right, you got to have that proof. People want to know that other people are doing the thing that they're about to do. It alleviates their anxiety and stress and makes it easier for them to say yes. That's the reason why you need to have it. You want to see my social proof? Again, go to alldreallday.com. Again, alldreallday.com. There's a whole page worth of social proof. You can spend the whole day going through all the social proof on that page. You won't get through the whole thing. We designed it that way on purpose because to show you how much social proof we got. So if you're in the consultancy and coaching space, you need to be gathering and collecting all the social proof you have always. It never ends. The more the merrier. So every time I get any kind of social proof, somebody sends me an email and tells me about a win that they got. Somebody texts me and tells me something valuable that they have achieved in the process. Somebody sends me a video of something that they got. I see somebody's outcome and they got it as a result of working with me. I'm saving all of that stuff. I'm continuously on the lookout. My radar is up for social proof. I'm always looking for more social proof. Why? Because social proof is proof. It's proof to the next person that I helped the last person. That means I can help you. And it helps build up my resume and it makes me look good. All right, that's why I got a radar up for social proof. All of you need to be doing the same thing for the same reasons. Social proof makes you look good and it helps you make the next sale. So you need it. And those of you who are buyers on the buyer side, You want to see social proof because it makes it easier for you to make the buying decision because you know that these people are proven. They got a track record. What's the number one indicator of future performance, folks? Current and past performance. Point number two. Today's topic, once again, is how to vet your next coach or consultant. Number two, ask yourself the question, do they understand you and your needs? Does this person understand you? All right, do they understand what you want, where you're at, and where you want to go? Are they clear on it? Sounds like a relatively simple question, right? But I know from experience, many prospects do not ask themselves this question before getting into someone's program or signing up for somebody's process or whatever it is people are calling their shit these days. I have seen this year, 2023, I've seen multiple people sign up for someone's program, process, coaching, consulting, whatever it is, again, whatever they're calling it. And they clearly did not ask themselves this question before signing up. Because I'm like, it even has gotten to the point I'll talk to people and I'm like, hey, could you explain to me why you signed up for this? Because clearly they're not giving you what you need. And it looks like you weren't clear on what you needed, which is why they were able to sign you up because they ain't clear on what you need either. So there's some miscommunication here or a lack of communication happening here. But you're the one who bought. So I'm just trying to figure out why you signed up because clearly they don't know what you need because they're not giving it to you. So who fucked up here? That's what I'm trying to find out. And it's usually the buyer. It's not the seller, it's the buyer. That's you. You, the one who is hiring the person. You weren't clear on what you needed, and that person wasn't able to help you get clear on what you needed. They're giving you stuff, but it's not what you needed. And since you didn't ask the right questions, now you're in the hole for whatever you invested and the time that you put into it. And now you're not getting the things that you needed out of it, and it leads to a whole lot of aggravation. And it's just a clusterfuck is what it becomes. Relatively simple question that many people don't ask. Many of you pass on the basic questions because you think you're too damn smart, and this is how you get burned. Just because a coach sounds good, just because they say the right things, has nothing to do with whether or not they understand you and exactly what you need. Excuse me. Just because someone sounds good does not mean they understand you and what you need. This is the reason why I'm working on your game university. You hear me say all the time. Schedule a time to get on a call with us. The call is free of charge. We want to find out where you're at, where you want to go, what you think is in your way. And if we believe we can help you and we think you're a good fit, then we'll go from there. But if those ifs don't match, then we're not going from there. That's it. Right? Thanks for getting on the call, but this ain't going to work. This ain't going to work. You can hire somebody else. Because I need to understand you. If I'm going to be your coach, I got to understand you. I got to understand your needs. If I don't understand you and your needs, then I can't help you because how am I going to help you if I don't know where you're at? If I'm working at American Airlines, you call the airline and say, hey, I need the next flight to Seattle, but you can't communicate to me clearly where you are right now, then I can't sell you a plane ticket because I need to know what airport you need to fly out of. If you're not sure if you're in Chicago or Philadelphia or New York or St. Louis, then I can't sell you a ticket because the flight has to come from a place. So if I don't know where you're at, I can't help you get to where you want to go. Everybody understand this? So they have to understand you. They have to understand your needs. You got to know where you want to go. Now, here's something that you should understand about this. When it comes to a good coach, they should be able to identify and uncover these questions, even if you don't know them when you initially come into the conversation, which happens often. Doesn't happen all the time. I would say it's about a 50-50 deal. In my experience as a coach, it's about a 50-50 deal. That half the time I talk to someone, they know exactly where they're at, they know exactly what their problem is, and they know exactly what kind of solutions they want and need from a coach. And they've consumed enough of my material that they know I'm the person who can help them. I like talking to these people. Those are good conversations. If you're one of those people, you should either already be working with me or you should be going to workingthegameuniversity.com right now, scheduling a time to speak to us. Then the other 50% of the time, the person is unclear. They can't quite articulate exactly where they're at because they don't quite know what the situation is. Maybe they don't have a lot of experience doing stuff like that. They don't quite know where they want to go, but they know it's not where they are. They know they want to be somewhere other than where they are. They don't know exactly what is missing, what they need. They're not sure. And the thing is, if you're a good coach, and I'm a good coach, you can help them figure this out and uncover these things in a conversation. And good coach has to be a good conversationalist. You got to be able to hold a conversation with another person. You have to be a very good listener, not just a good orator. See, this show is me just showing you that I can tell you what I know. But if I'm working with you, you're gonna be doing most of the talking. I'm just gonna be asking you the right questions. My job as a coach is to ask you the right questions, not to wow you with my speech. I can do that right here. So you're working with me, you're gonna be doing all the talking. I'm gonna talk some, but my job is not really to again talk. My job is not to talk to you. My job is to get you talking by again asking the right questions, putting the right frame around the conversations. So we can get to the outcome that you want to get to. A good coach will be able to do this even if you're unclear as the buyer yourself. You're unclear. A good coach will help you get clear. So speaking of such, point number 3. Today's topic once again is how to vet your next coach or consultant. Is there a clear process of what's going to happen? Does your coach have a process that they will take you through based on what you wish to achieve? Now, this is important. Based on what you wish to achieve. Because there's nuance to this, because not everybody's looking for a specific single outcome. There are some people out there who say, Dre, I want to make $100,000 a year. There are people out there who say, I've been in conversations with people who say, Dre, I want to make $100,000 a month. All right, so not everybody has the same outcome. And some people say, well, Dre, it's not about the money for me. I just need to get more discipline, or I need to quit smoking, or I need to get back in shape, or, I'm making plenty of money in my business. The problem is I'm not spending any time with my kids and my wife. I need help with that, all right, while not messing up the money. All right, so there's nuance to this. All right, different people need different things. So that's why the process does matter, but the process doesn't have to be one specific process. Many people who are coach are looking for someone who they can have work with them through multiple things. That's why I tell you my coaching is bespoke. It's based on who I'm talking to and what you need. It's not, I don't coach people on just one thing. It's not like, all right, if you work with me, I'm gonna teach you how to make 6 figures in your business. A lot of people I coach are already making 6 figures in their business. Matter of fact, I don't coach anybody who isn't making 6 figures in their business. So the thing is, not everybody's looking for the same outcome. It depends on what they need. Many people who I coach are looking for things in their personal life, not just their professional life. It's not just a money thing, a business thing, customers, or a sales funnel, or launching a course. It can be a mindset thing. It can be a confidence thing. It can be a relationship thing. It can be a home life thing. It can be dealing with family members things. There's a lot of things outside of work that people need help with in their lives as well. I just consider myself a coach, period. I coach top performers. So I don't consider myself a life coach or even a business coach specifically. I just coach high performing individuals because high performing individuals have the type of problems that I like helping them address. I don't like addressing low level problems because frankly, they bore me. I rather deal with people who have high level problems. And usually high level people have high level problems. That's usually how it works. As they say, more money, more problems. Anyway, the whole point here is even with people who are looking for different things, personal stuff, professional stuff, in the process of vetting your potential coach, you need to ask yourself, do you feel like this person can help you move forward from where you are to where you want to go? You should be asking yourself that question. Could this person help me move forward? All right, based on where I want to go, could they help me get there? Even if they're the one who helped you figure out where you want to go, could they help you get there? Looking for a specific outcome, your coach should be able to show you they can help you achieve that specific outcome. Again, and for some needs, you have niche coaches and they just focus on a specific thing. You also have more holistic coaches who can focus on different things depending on who you are. I put myself more in that category because, again, I have clients who want a specific business outcome. It's just all about the money. It's all about the business. And I have other clients who I talk to them about a lot of stuff going on that has nothing to do with work. It could be family stuff. It could be spouse stuff. It can be ex-spouse stuff. It could be kids stuff. It could be home stuff. It could be family issues, extended family, outside of the home stuff. I work with people on a lot of different things, and it's generally about a 50-50 deal for me, in my experience. Now, again, everybody ain't me. And there are programs that I join personally where I'm looking for a specific outcome. Okay, I'm looking for a specific process that will help me do A, B, and C. I'll go look for someone who has a program that focuses on A, B, and C. These 4 consultants that I told you that I was going to hire, I'm just thinking about each one of them doing. One of them is focused on a specific thing around sales funnels. One of them is focused on a specific thing around the professional speaking business and bookings and stuff like that. Another one is on lead generation, certain type of lead generation. And the other one is basically taking certain products and doing all the marketing and the advertising for it and marketing and advertising for it because they have a whole, a niche process for selling certain types of products. And I have those certain types of products and they know how to sell them. So they're all focusing on a specific thing. None of them is just a general, we just help people with their business. No, they all have a specific lane. And I was looking for that specific lane, and that's how I found those 4 people. But there are other people, again, people who come my way, who are looking for a little bit wider circle, if you get what I'm saying. So you got to know what you want. That's the whole point. All right. So the thing that you think you need may be more than what you actually need, or the thing that you actually need is more than what you think you need. Let me say it the other way. So somebody may come to me and say, I had someone come to me a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about he wanted to make a lot of money in his business, and his business was pre-revenue. He had not made any money yet, but he had big ideas how much money he wanted to make in his business. And I helped explain to him, like, yes, we will work on the game plan for you making that money, but understand, for you to get from where you are now, which is you're making 0 from this, to where you want to be, and the number that he was talking about, a whole lot of what is going on in your mind is going to be a lot different by the time we get to this number than what it is right now. Do you understand that? And I said that to him. He said, yeah, I get it. I said, so you understand that this ain't just about, I'm going to tell you how to go make the money, because if your mindset doesn't change, you will not even be eligible to make this kind of money. Do you understand that? And I was explaining that to him and helping him understand that it's not just about, well, just do A, B, C, you'll make the money. Because if that was the situation, he would already be making it on his own, because he seemed to have a pretty solid, rough but solid idea of what exactly he was going to do and how he wanted to do it. So why aren't you doing it yet? Because he hasn't had a mindset to do it. That's the whole point. And I was helping him understand that. And this is, again, the nuance here when it comes to picking your right person. Many people need more than they think they need. And most human beings are terrible at self-assessing what they're missing. This is an important point. Most human beings are very bad at self-assessment of what you are missing. Now, it's not that you are wrong about what you're missing, it's that most of the time we leave out a whole lot of what we're missing. So very often in business, I'm talking to someone whose main need they believe is business. Well, Dre, look, I just want to make this much more money in my business. Or I'm starting a business and I just want to get this business off the ground. I want to be making this much money per month by this time, 5 years from now, or next year, or 6 months from now, whatever it is. And as I get to know them and get to figure out where they're at and know the whole picture of where they are, I realize that what this person is missing is not just making more money in their business. They think the problem is, they think they just have a $10,000 a month problem. No, your problem is not $10,000 a month. That may be one of the problems, but the other problem is the mindset that has you where you are right now. We got to fix the mindset, so then we can change the process. Then we can we put the systems in place, new systems based on a new mindset, and then we can make sure everything's been held accountable to work, including yourself. See, it's not just, I just got to make more money in my business. And there are many people out there, some of you listening to my voice right now, you think your only problem is, well, I just got to make more money in my business. Somebody just showed me how to make more money in my business and everything will be done. If all you needed was some how to, notice that phrase, I just need someone to show me how to make more money in my business. Most people think their only problem is, I just need to know how to blank. That is not your only problem. If that was your only problem, then you would solve it with a couple of clicks on YouTube or the podcast app or reading some blogs. If that's really all you needed. But that's not all anybody needs. And this is the reason why most people think that's what they need, yet they make it sound so simple, yet they still aren't solving the problem. Why is that? Because of what I just said. Point number 4. Today's topic, once again, is how to vet your next coach or consultant. Number 4, do you feel comfortable working with this person? Simple question, but one, again, have you thought about it? Have you asked yourself this question? Do you feel comfortable working with this person? Do you feel like you can go to them and talk to them about where you're at, what you need, and what's going on? Can you trust this person? Do you feel like you can be honest with this person? Do you feel like they're actually listening to you? Or are they just talking at you? See, when you get into a coaching relationship, understand that this can become a personal relationship that you have with this person. And there's some nuance to this as well, because some coaching programs have different approaches. They have different ways that they do things. I've been in coaching programs where the main guy, the main face of the program, you never talk to that guy. You would talk to the coaches that he had in his roster, his stable of coaches, and they were good. This is a good program, but he wasn't the guy. You never talked to that guy in the program. You always talk to his coaches that he had. And there are other programs where whoever the guy is, you're talking to the guy when you're being coached. And work on your game university, as of this recording, at least, you come into the university, I'm the guy. You're talking to me, and I'm the guy. All right, so I'm both. So different programs have different approaches. You need to know this because you want to feel like you can talk to and trust whoever you're going to be dealing with. There are some programs where you're talking with multiple people at the same time. You get on the call and it's 5 people on the call. Do you want to get on the call with 5 people, or do you want to get on the call with one person? It depends. It depends on your situation. What are you looking for? What do you need? What do you feel comfortable with? So all of these things you got to be asking yourself. And you should be being told, again, a good coach will tell you all this stuff up front. So if you get into a coaching relationship, again, this is a personal relationship. Because again, different programs are set up different ways. I've been in coaching programs where, again, I've been in programs where you get on a call and you had choices. All right, there's a mindset coach over here, there's an advertising coach over here, there's a sales coach over here, there's a copywriting coach over there. You just pick which one you want to talk to. And they were all different people, and they were even interchangeable. All right, so the mindset coach quit last week. We got a new mindset coach. Now talk to this person. So there was no big personal relationship in that situation. I built more relationships with the other members than I did with the coaches themselves. And that's completely fine because I was okay with that. That's where I was at. That's what I needed and wanted. However, if you're hiring a coach for, let's say you want something more holistic, which can span a lot of different aspects of your life, that may become a much more personal relationship because you're talking to that person and they get to know you. They get to know the names of your kids and the names of your spouse and the names of your business partners and the names of your team and the people who work for you. They kind of know the ins and outs of what you have going on. All right, now this person, you're going to be probably a little bit more honest and transparent with, simply because they're going to get a feel for everything going on in your life over an extended period of time. In my professional opinion, many people, especially when you're newer, you need the more holistic coach, especially when you're newer. This can apply to people who've been around for a while as well. But I say many people need a more holistic coach because, again, many people think their problem is A, but their problem is actually the whole fucking alphabet. It's not just A, it's everything. Many people don't even realize what they're missing until they get coached and understand that they're missing it. So you think your problem is, I'm coming to this program because I need somebody to show me how to set up my ad account. Well, yeah, you do need to set up your ad account, but you also need 15 other things that you didn't even know you needed. Everybody understand? So it's not just that you need to make a certain amount of money or build a sales funnel or finish writing your book. There are other missing pieces that are getting in the way of you doing those things. The reason you haven't finished writing your book is not because you don't know how to write. You know how to use Google Docs? You know what Microsoft Word is? Okay, so why haven't you finished your book? Because you have other problems besides finishing a book. You understand? You got other needs besides just how do I finish a book? You know how to finish a book. Open the damn document and write it. But you're not finishing it because you got other things. All right, with all that said, though, let's recap today's class. How to vet your next coach or consultant. And again, I'm talking about this specifically because I've seen some people get burned here and picking the wrong person because they simply didn't know what questions to ask and they made a decision without knowing what to ask. But now I'm giving you the blueprint. You can use this with any coach or consultant or program you decide to get involved with, and including myself. I'll make sure that I'm making sure that you know about this stuff before we move forward. Number one, social proof. Not everybody's going to have a super long track record, but if they've been in business, they should have a track record. You want to make sure that someone has some proof of people who have worked with them in the past and would work with them again or continue work with them moving forward. Number two, do they understand you and your needs? It sounds like a relatively simple question, but you'd be surprised how many people jump into something without understanding that whoever they or whatever they jumped into does not understand them. And then they're sitting there like, well, this is not really what I needed. Well, why'd you sign up for it? Number three, is there a clear process? Does this coach have a process that will take you based on where you are and where you want to go, take you to the outcome that you wish to achieve? Again, this is just based on the communication that you're having with the person. And there's not a black and white. This is not a binary answer. And none of these are really black and white. These are all just based on your intuition and how you're feeling when you're dealing with this person. And it should be clear when you are with the right person, because, and again, one thing that makes this easier for any of you is in the world that we live in today, people like myself, we create all types of content. We write books, we have podcasts, we have social media, we do interviews, we put so much stuff out because it allows you to get a really good feel for who we are, our personalities, what we think, how we talk, our communication styles. You have a really good feel for it. So by the time you think about getting into somebody's program, the question is not really about, is this person any good, or can this person help me, or do I like this person's style? The question is just, all right, what's the investment and do I have it? All right, that should be the only question. Like by the time you come to get on a call with us and work on your game university, that's really the only question you should be asking is, what is the investment and can I afford the investment? That's really the only thing I want anybody asking me. And it's one of the reasons why I do this show every day. One of the reasons I put videos on YouTube. One of the reasons why I put stuff on social media and I send out the Bulletproof Bulletin, the Black Book every month, the physical mailings that we do. The reason that I put out so much material, the reason I do interviews on other people's platforms is because by the time you come to me considering being coached by me, you should already know that you want to be coached by me. And again, it should only be one question. Can I afford to invest in this? Right? Can I make this investment? That should be the only question. And I don't mind that being the only question. I don't want there to be 50 questions. There's only be one question. And number 4, do you feel comfortable working with this person? Can you trust and be honest with this person? Do you feel they're actually listening to you? Are they listening to you, or are they just talking at you? Are they just giving you what they have, or are they understanding where you're at and where you want to go? And with the caveat here, folks, that coaching is not just about somebody giving you the answers to the questions that you have, because if that's all you needed, then you can sign up for Chat GPT for free and get answers to all your questions. So be clear. Let me be clear here that somebody listening to you does not mean that they're just going to talk about what you want to talk about. Because if that's all you wanted, then you go get yourself a dog, and the dog will listen to you talk about whatever you want to talk about all fucking day. A coach will listen to what you have to say, and they're also going to say, well, yes, that, but have you considered this? And a good coach should be showing you something like that in damn near every conversation. Because if all it is them just listening to what you have to say and them co-signing everything you have to say, well, we call that therapy. All right, do you want a therapist or do you want a coach? So this is a good episode. I like this. I should actually send this episode. I might start sending this episode to people who want to get on a call with us. Make sure they understand this before they get on the call. But anyway, text me so you are in my text community getting my messages every day and every week. My number is 305-384-6894 and workonyourgameuniversity.com. Only place to work with me directly. Again, you listen to the show on a regular basis. Only thing you should be coming on that call wondering is what's the investment for this programming and do I got it? That's it. All right. So that's it. workonyourgameuniversity.com. The link is down below. Work on your game. Dre, all